Hello everyone, welcome to our channel The Law Navigate. In this video, we will be discussing part 2 of our previous year question paper of CUET 2024. So we will start with question number 41 onwards. So let's start with question number 41. The first question is match list type and we have to match legal propositions with their relevant case laws. So the first legal proposition given is doctrine of indoor management and the relevant case law which is related to this is Kotla Venkata Swamy case. Next one is doctrine of ultra vires and this is related with Dr. A. Lakshmana Swamy case. Third one is lifting of corporate will and this is related with Guilford Motors Company Limited. And the fourth one is duties of promoters and this is related with the case of Enlarger versus New Sombrero Phosphate Company. Moving towards question number, so the correct answer of this question will be option number 4. Now moving towards question number 42, that is which of the following is a valid contract. Here the first option given is A man fabled by disease is induced. If there is induction then it can't be a valid contract, तो हम इसे eliminate कर देंगे. Now the second one is A being entitled to an estate of the life of B agrees to sell it to C. B was dead at the time of agreement. If B was dead at the time of agreement, this can't be a valid contract, hence this option is also a wrong option. Moving toward option number 3, that is A with free consent agrees to sell a horse worth Rs 1000 for Rs 10. Here consideration अमाउंट कुछ भी हो सकता है. अगर वो 1000 का भी हॉर्स है और वो उसको 10 रुपये में सेल करा गया है, बट अगर कंसेंट हमारा फ्री है तो इट विल बी अ वैलिड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. द ऑप्शन नंबर 3 विल बी करेक्ट आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन. Now moving towards question number 43, that is X holds a Y at gunpoint and makes him sign a gift deed of all Y's properties in favor of G. gunpoint पे साइन कराता है. X डॉटर के नाम पे, अपने डॉटर के नाम पे. This agreement is, option number A is valid if ratified by Y. This is a right option. Option number B, that is void if rescinded by Y. This option is also a correct option. Void ab initio, this can't be void ab initio. अगर Y खुद की मर्जी से अगर उसको रेटिफाई कर देता है तो इट विल बी अ वैलिड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट and it can't be void ab initio. And the last option is valid at the option of X के ऑप्शन पे तो होएगा ही नहीं, तो the right answer of this question will be option number 4, that is A and B. Moving towards question number 44, that is Madhu, an unpaid seller, can exercise the right of lien provided under the Sales of Goods Act 1930 under which of the following circumstances. The correct option of this question is B only, as it is mentioned that when the goods are in possession of मधु, जब मधु के पोजीशन में होगा वो गुड तभी वो दे सकती है. Now moving towards question number 45, that is Hiralal Traders, a partnership firm, entered into a supply contract in March 2020 with Pimala Limited for providing 100 bales of cotton for next 3 years as raw material to them. X was introduced as a partner in the firm in April 2023. कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का फॉर्मेशन मार्च 2020 में हुआ है and X was introduced as a partner in April 2023. In May 2023, Pimala Limited sued the firm and its partners for the failure of the supply of the cotton bales as agreed. In the given suit, determined the liability of the X. X is liable. This is not a correct option. X is not liable. Actually, in section 31(2) of Partnership Act, it is mentioned that newly added partner will not held liable for previous contracts. The correct option of this question will be option number 2, that is X is not liable as per section 31 clause 2 of Indian Partnership Act 1932. Moving towards question number 46, this question was dropped by NTA, so we don't need to discuss it anymore. Moving towards question number 47, that is again a match list question, and the first option is mother as a natural guardian. This was held in the case of Geeta Hariharan. So this will match with Geeta Hariharan case. Next one is conversion and marriage. This one is related with Sarla Mudgal case. Bigamy. Bigamy is related with State of Bombay versus Narasu Appa Mail. The last one is restitution of conjugal right. This was held in the case of T. Sarita versus T. Venkata Subbiah. So the correct answer of option of this question will be option number 1, that is given in the question. Moving towards question number 48, that is which of the following case doesn't pretend to maintenance of Muslim women. The first case is Muhammad Ahmad Khan versus Sahabano. This is related with the maintenance of Muslim women. Actually, in this case, the issue was Muslim women should get maintenance under secular provision of section 125 CRPC. So this case is related with the maintenance of Muslim women. The next case is Sabana Bano versus Imran Khan, and this is also a case which is related with the maintenance, and in this case it was held that the period of payment of maintenance was declared to be beyond the iddat period until the divorced wife remarries. So this is also related with maintenance. Moving towards option number 3, that is Ahmedabad Women Action Group versus Union of India. This was a PIL, and this case is not related with maintenance. Actually, this case challenged the provision of Hindu, Muslim, Christian laws and raises the question about यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड एंड जुडिशियरी का रोल क्या होगा फंडामेंटल राइट को अपहेल्ड करने में. सो the option number 3 will be correct for this question, and Daniel Latifi is also a case which is related with the maintenance of Muslim women. So option number 3 will be a correct answer. Moving towards question number 49, which of the following is not a condition for a valid adoption under section 11 of Hindu Adoptions and Maintenance Act 1956? So the first option is the same child may be adopted. This is correct because this is asking for not a condition, and the same child can't be adopted twice. So option number 1 will be correct. Moving towards question number 50, that is Mr. Caesar, an Indian, derives income from various sources. In the financial year 2021 to 2022, he gained Rs 50,000 from trading of shares and other securities in the share market and their dividends. This income will be calculated under which of the following heads of the income under the Income Tax Act 1969? The correct option of this question will be option number 4, that is both income from other sources and capital gains. Moving towards question number 51, that is section 17 of Income Tax Act 1969 deals with, actually this question includes 1961 ka Income Tax Act, and the correct option of this question will be salary prerequisite and profit in lieu of salary. Moving towards question number 52, arrange the following provisions under the Hindu Marriage Act 1955 in sequence of the sections as they appear in the act. So the first option is legitimacy of children of void and voidable marriages. This is given in section 16. Option B is maintenance, pendant, light and expenses of proceedings. This is given in section 24. Third option is ceremonies for a Hindu marriage, and this is given in section 7. Option number D is registration of Hindu Marriage Act, and this is given in section 8 of Hindu Marriage Act. So the correct option of this question will be option number 4, that is C, D, A, B. Moving towards question number 53, that is, arrange the following landmark decision of the contract law in the sequence of them being pronounced by the court. The first option is Mohiri Bibi, and this was the case of 1903. Second one is Bhagwan Das Govardhan Das Kedia versus Girdhari Lal and Company. This was the case of 1996. Third option is Carlyle versus Carbolic Small Ball Company, and this was the case of 1893. And last option is Lalman Shukla versus Gauri Dutt, and this was the case of 1913. So the correct option of this question will be option number 2, that is CADB. Moving towards question number 54, which of the following is not a principle of an insurance contract? The correct answer of this question will be option number D. And this means deathbed. Okay. And this is a principle of Transfer of Property Act. All the three are the principle of insurance contract. Now moving towards our next question, that is question number 55, and this question is, under the Marine Insurance Act 1963, a marine insurance contract may protect the assured against risk incidental to sea voyage and covers such losses on. The correct option of this question will be option number 3, that is both inland water and land risk, and this land risk includes risk between transfer from port to warehouse. Moving towards question number 56, that is, while pronouncing the constitutionality of a statute, the courts must start with the presumption in favor of its constitutionality. Which of the following legal maxim iterate this principle under the rule of interpretation of statute? And the correct option of this question will be option number 4. This maxim means it is better for a thing to have an effect than for it to be become void. Moving towards question number 57, that is, which of the following is not an internal aid in the interpretation of statute? And the correct option is option number 2, that is parliamentary notes. Moving towards question number 58, that is, which of the following is considered to be an anti-competitive agreement under section 3 of the Competition Act 2002? Supply agreement is not mentioned in section 3 of Competition Act, and in place of supply agreement it is exclusive supply. Exclusive supply agreement is mentioned in section 3. Option number B, exclusive distribution agreement is mentioned, tie-in agreements is mentioned, and resale price maintenance is mentioned in section 3 of Competition Act. Hence the correct option of this question will be option number 4, that is B, C and D only. Moving towards question number 59, that is, while inquiring that whether an enterprise enjoys a dominant position under section 4 of the Competition Act 2002, which of the following factors are to be considered? Option A is dependence of consumers on the enterprises. This is a correct option. Option number B, that is market share of the enterprise. This is also a correct option. Option number C, that is creation of barriers for new entrants in the market. This is not a correct option. Moving towards question number D, that is countervailing buying power. This is also a correct option. So the correct option of this question will be option number 1, that is A, B and D only. Moving towards question number 60, that is arrange the following statutes based on the year of their enactment. So the Forest Conservation Act was enacted in the year of 1980. Wildlife Protection Act was enacted in the year of 1972. National Green Tribunal Act was enacted in the year of 2010. This is the recent. And the Environment Protection Act was enacted in the year of 1986. So the correct option of this question will be option number 3, that is BADC. Moving towards question number 61, that is in which of the following judgments did the Supreme Court hold that Environment Protection Act 1986 doesn't prohibit the issuance of ex post facto environment clearance? The correct answer of this question is option number A, that is Bawa Plastic Private Limited versus Dastak NGO. Moving towards question number 62, that is section 27 clause 2 of Trademark Act 1999 inserts which of the following principle of the trademark law? And the correct option of this question is option number 2, that is passing off. Moving towards question number 63, that is what is the maximum punishment that can be imposed for criminal contempt under the Contempt of Court Act 1971 in India? This question was a drop question, so we don't need to discuss it. Moving towards question number 64, that is arrange the following chapters under the Companies Act as per the sequence in which they appear in the statute. So compromise, arrangements and amalgamation is in chapter 15, and section is section 230 to 240. Option number B, that is prevention of operations and mismanagement, this in chapter 16. Section is 241 to 246. Meetings of board and its power, this is in chapter 12, and the section is 173 to 195. Option number D, that is appointment and qualifications of director, and this is in chapter 11, and section is 149 to 172. The correct option of this question will be option number D, that is TCAB. Moving towards question number 65, the definition of geographical indication in relation to goods means an indication which identifies. Option number A is such goods as originating in the territory of a country, region or locality. This is a correct option. Option number B, that is such goods that are exclusively. This is not a correct option. Option number C, that is such goods having a reputation or characteristic that is attributable to its geographical origin. This is a correct option. Option D, that is that in case such goods are manufactured, then either production, processing or preparation of the goods takes place in such territory, region or locality of the country. This is a correct option. Hence the correct option of this question will be option number 1, that is A, C and D only. Moving towards question number 66, that is author in relation to any musical or artistic work which is computer generated, is the correct option of this question is option number 4, that is the person who caused the work to be created. And for this question we can refer to section 2D of subclause 6 of Copyright Act. Moving towards question number 67, that is under which international instrument or mechanism can a party bring a claim for violation of its international trade right and obligations against another member state of the World Trade Organization, that is WTO? The correct answer of this question will be dispute settlement understanding, and it is a legal text which contains the rules in WTO. Moving towards question number 68, that is which international organization is primarily responsible for standardizing terms used in international sales contract including Incoterms? The correct option of this question is UNCITRAL, that is option number 2. Moving towards question number 69, this is again a match list question, and the correct option of answer of this question will be option number 3, that is injuria sine damnum is related with Bhim Singh case, and damnum sine injuria is related with Gloucester grammar case. Voluntary non-fit injuria is related with Padmavati case, and force majeure is related with Nichols versus Marsland. Moving towards question number 17, that is when the plaintiff by his own want of care contributes to the damage caused by the wrongful conduct of the defendant, it is considered to be contributory negligence. Now moving towards question number 71, that is which of the following is not a valid purpose of spending the general funds of a trade union under section 15 of the Trade Union Act. So the question is asking not. So the correct answer of this question will be option number 3, that is payment of expenses incurred by a candidate for election as a member of any legislative body constituted under Indian Constitution. Moving towards question number 72, that is which of the following is or are cases not pertaining to dishonor the check under the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. The correct option of this question is option number B. Moving towards question number 73, that is as per section 35A of Banking Regulation Act 1949, the Reserve Bank of India has power to give direction under which of the following circumstances? So the first option is public interest, it is correct. Second option is in the interest of public policy. Here public policy is not mentioned in section 35A of Banking Regulation Act. In place of public policy, it is banking policy. So this will not be a correct option. Option C, that is to secure proper management of banking companies, that is a correct option. Option D, that is to prevent affairs of banking companies being conducted in matter detrimental to depositors' interest, this is a correct option. So the correct option of this question will be A, C and D only. Moving towards question number 74, that is sequence of the following as per section 30 of the Indian Penal Code 1860. This is a direct question and the correct option of this question is option number 2, that is A, B, D. Now moving towards our last question, that is question number 75. This is again a match list question and list 1 contains option number A, that is negligence, B, that is strict liability, C, that is res ipsa loquitur, and D, that is nuisance. And list 2 contains all the relevant case laws and we have to match all the relevant case laws with list 1. So the first one, that is negligence, is related with Winterbottom versus Wright case. Second one is that is strict liability is related with Relent versus Fletcher. Third one, that is res ipsa loquitur, is related with the case of Municipal Corporation Delhi versus Subhagwati. And the last one, that is nuisance, is related with the case law of Campbell. So the correct answer of this question will be option number 3. So that's all for today and thanks for watching.